I was preparing to start things up here, but for whatever reason, with my the thing, whatever the heck I want to describe it as, the name of the program is Anti-Micro. I don't know how else to describe it as. I run auto hotkey that will actually take a keyboard input and then play a sound effect. And Anti-Micro is the thing that actually reads my controller inputs and then presses an equivalent button on the keyboard that auto hotkey reads. Because I don't actually know how to get auto hotkey to yeah, anti-Microsoft, that's right. Because I don't actually know how to get auto hotkey to just read controller input. So I do like a roundabout weird thing here. And it always resets itself. And I should have realized that. It's been a hot second since streaming this here video game. But I support anti-Microsoft. How's it going, John Wildcat? For whatever reason, like I save this config here, right? So I tell it in my inputs when holding this trigger, which is like my ability wheel, or this trigger, I think it's this trigger here. It's been a hot second. I actually looked in the in the Discord server. It is currently May 13th. Last time I streamed this was on April 11th, so it's been almost a month. Oops. I'm pretty sure it's right trigger here. When this is held, it goes to another control set. If I just hit A as is, it should not be hitting the button for playing sound effects. But if I hold the ability wheel button and then hit the button, then it should do the thing for sound effects. So I have set 2 here, set for if I hit A, it hits F12 and plays a sound effect that seems really quiet. Okay, there we go. And it always saves this. Like I have this set as like a control config. And it always saves this, that I have A as F12 on set 2, but it never saves, ever, the whole right trigger one held. So every single time I need to do this, and then I go to, what is it again? Advanced, and then set selector, and then set 2 while held, and then boopity bop. So now, when I hold the right trigger, it navigates to set 2, only while I'm holding it. So if I hit the button for kick, then we get the sound effects. But it always undoes this every time, and I don't know why. What's the point of saving my config when it doesn't actually save? Save. Maybe I'm dumb. Maybe I just never saved it past that edit. Am I dumb? Anti-micro. Is that what's been going on here this whole time? I don't want to talk about it. Anyway, there's a game to boot up. Let's see here. It's that game. Last played April 12th, it says. Probably because I went past midnight, so. Yeah, it's been a little over a month since the last time that I streamed this game. And there's a couple of reasons for that. One, it's spring. This is kind of a busy time of year as someone that's really into gardening kind of stuff. I've been doing a whole bunch of mucking around in the yard lately. There's been a whole bunch of stuff going on with my truck lately, so I've been hamming away at that, hashing away at that, whatever the heck the proper way to describe it would be. And so I haven't been streaming a massive ton. And when I do stream, the game that I've been streaming the most has been The Last of Us Part 2 lately, since that kind of coincides with new releases of episodes of the TV show, since season 2 of the TV show is now airing. And I figured, like, okay, this will probably be one of the things that I stream not as much compared to my other things, because I'll just stream it once a week with the release of new episodes. So that way, as I'm streaming the game, I can talk about the differences with the show and, like, my episode reviews and stuff like that. But considering I haven't had, like, a massive ton of time here for streaming lately, what I thought was going to be the thing that I didn't stream as much compared to my other things has become like my one regular thing that I've been streaming lately. At least you know that there's consistency with Last of Us Part 2 where it's like, I'm continuing to stream it every week. And so every time that another weekend goes by, a new episode airs, it's like, okay, I should do a stream of Last of Us Part 2 shortly after. And that digs into time that I would otherwise have for streaming other things. So I kind of haven't gotten around to like some of the other more niche things around here. Especially some of the ones that I don't think are particularly the most fun. But that's neither here nor there. I'm totally not bashing this game. This game is amazing, right? What the hell am I even doing? Last time we did a little subplot that actually did use characters from a previous subplot. and one of them killed the other so that he could pin the blame on a guy that he wanted to fight that we were making peace with. So we fought him and killed the guy, and then the guy that, you know, killed our ally and framed the guy that we killed was like, hey, it was me all along. Now either I kill you or you kill me, and then what a legendary life I lived and stuff. And then we killed him, and that was that story, and it was great. So I guess we have somewhere else to go be now. There's a whole bunch of stuff to talk about that's happened since the since the last time that I streamed this game that I'll end up doing at some point here. We have some places that we can go. Show me this alliance map. So this one is Suggested Power 190, rewards money in a place called Scent. 190, 310, 250. So it makes sense to do Scent tonight, right?
Tell me more about Kent.
Kent.
Basim has written, claiming to have found the woman Fulke and asking for your aid.
Oh, are we doing the Rock quest line?
Nothing he mentioned, but if he has found the paladin Fulke, Sigurd cannot be far behind.
Okay, we're actually going to progress the plot line that I actually care a little bit about. You know, what with the whole prophecy at the beginning of the game where it's like, hey, Eivor, you're going to betray your brother eventually. And Eivor's like, what? No, I would never do that. And then during the events here, we see Sigurd really want to go after this magical rock, even prioritizing it over our allegiances and friendships that we set out to get here. And Eivor's like, what the hell is going on with you? You're full of shit. Why are you going after this rock? And they're starting to butt heads. So it's like, okay, well, it's not like it's a masterpiece of storytelling or anything like that, but it is enough to like hold my interest. It's kind of like a Xenoblade Chronicles X situation, where it's like the gameplay is the main focus, the story isn't really that big of a focus in Xenoblade Chronicles X, but it was at least enough to hold my interest and keep me going, even if it's not like, you know, a standout masterpiece story that I'm gonna be thinking back on or anything like that. But it is at least enough to like justify me continuing to play. That's what this plot line at least feels like, in comparison to the others, which just don't feel like they have justification. So it's not like this is amazing storytelling, but it's good enough to hold my interest in this specific quest line.
This is no joke. On the ship, now. Someone needs to stay home and direct the affairs of the settlement. As you seem to shun this place as often as possible, it must fall to me.
Wow, you're always so dang pissed off. Do as you please, man.
Stay, so be it. But when Sigurd is back among us, we'll see what status you have among the raiders. Say whatever makes you feel superior, Eivor. I know Sigurd will understand my decision. Do you doubt me so completely that you will not raise an axe to save your Jarl? A fine way of putting it, wolf-kissed. But go, find the Jarl, bring him back. Only do not get lost along the way, as you seem to more and more these days.
My fault that this game is a narrative mess that has me all over the place. Don't blame me for that. Whoa. Freaking, it feels like I'm playing Twilight Princess right now. I can't. Why did the camera angle by default start that way? In a direction where I couldn't see anything. Find and speak to Basim. So it looks like we're going to be progressing the quest line that actually isn't a snooze fest. That's cool. That's nice tonight. I have to cross the water that way. Maybe this is going to be the closest way. I don't know. So this is the last stream that I'll be able to do for a little while. It is currently Tuesday, May the 13th. Because tomorrow, my dad and I are going to be heading out to the lake cabin out of town, a decent bit early before the start of the weekend, to... Oh, let's maybe not jump down there. No, thank you. Let's find a... Oh, that's a better way down. Because... Uh-oh. Oh, that doesn't kill me. Okay, I'm very quite surprised. So this way I go. How do I call my... There we go. My not horse again. Because all the stuff to be done for the spring... Gotta be done out there too, so heading out there early and sorting out some things for this season. I believe that the pier is being put in the lake and then we might get the boat in the water. I have some grafting to do some trees out there. Checking on my Haskaps out there. He wants to do some brewing with his brewing equipment out there. And just a lot of figuring stuff out there, so we're gonna be out there for a decent while. So we'll be back on like Sunday or Monday or something like that. And then there's just a few days, and then there's Megaland. So, you know, I'm kind of gonna be jumping across a decent few things. So, I figured, like, hey, let's do this stream of Assassin's Creed Valhalla tonight. Tomorrow, I'll take my aunt to the airport. She's been visiting here lately. And, then we'll be heading out of town. I'll try to work on, like, some video essay and channel-related stuff out there during the evenings. Take my laptop with me and chip away at some stuff like that. I don't know why I wanted to do some streams here lately. So I have some stuff to cut into parts and make thumbnails and stuff out of while I'm out of town anyway. But I do have a Switch 2 video essay that I've been working on that I can probably chip away at out there. I found that Parsec has been pretty good for remoting into my desktop and chipping away at video essays and stuff. All can kick. So I'll do that and then get back, and then there's like a few days to prepare for Megaland, and then there's immediately Megaland. So LAN event going on. So my May 24-hour charity streams, yeah, I think like last year it's gonna have to be a June thing again. I think having it in the same month as like spring and all this gardening stuff that I'm doing, plus an event with Megaland, doesn't really work out. So we're gonna do it sometime next month, methinks here. It's become the pain of my existence. Low spawns plus low catch rate equals pain. I imagine so. You still trying to complete the living decks there, Dora Master? I'd ask how it's going, but I think there's the answer. Oh, there's a viewpoint that I can snag, so let's do that. So yeah, that's kind of what my schedule is looking like right now. So, little bit of panic mode. And in just a few weeks, the Switch 2 and the new Mario Kart and stuff comes out. So, at Megaland, for one, I'm going to be doing like a little community game Mario Kart event for anyone to hop into, which will also complete my my promised community Mario Kart night thingamabob that happened with the 24-hour Cherry Stream 11 that I never made good on, so that'll finally be me making good on that. Let's see, up this way. Plus also being like a send-off to the current Mario Kart before something else becomes, you know, the new latest Mario Kart. So that should be a fun thing there. Someone's chatty over there. And I'm not paying attention to what they're saying. Can I not climb this, really? Oh, I can, but like weirdly. But because the Switch 2 is coming out soon, this video essay that I'm doing talking about the Switch 2, I want to try and get it done for, like, right on the day of launch with Switch 2, which I think is June 5th? Might be June 4th, but I think it's June 5th. I think it's a Thursday that it comes out. So if I can get that video out that day, then great. But it's been taking me a bit longer than expected. That's another reason I haven't streamed that much lately. There would be some nights where I could stream, but I instead just don't, so I can work away at this video essay. And I have like 35 minutes of it done so far, and realistically, it's probably going to be around like 50 minutes-ish if I don't add in the extra stuff that I kind of want to add in, but like, you know, at this point, it's like, all right, it's already getting kind of long enough. It's focusing on this one topic for long enough. Maybe it should just be a video essay about like this one topic, essentially being like, what are the reasons behind the prices? And like, for one, are the games actually getting more expensive when we account for inflation? Two, are the games getting less affordable in terms of talking about the cost of living and everything going on with that? And three, what are the actual factors behind the prices that we see with Switch 2? And considering I'm at 35 minutes and not all, you know, I still have probably a decent bit to do with that, probably at least like 10 more minutes of video to make. I'm starting to think, maybe it should just be on that topic, and the other stuff I wanted to mention could just be kind of like bullet points or something at the end. So I'll work on that a decent bit out of town, but I've, yeah, been chipping away at that instead of streaming, and I want to get it done for June 5th then. So I'll work on it while I'm out of town. I get back, I have a few days, then there's Megaland, that there's gonna be a decent bit of busyness before and after, like dismantling my whole setup here and setting it back up here again. Let me just ban this view bot that you can't see because Twitch is restricting that message. And then I gotta frantically finish up this video essay, however much I didn't get done while I was out of town, and it's a little bit crazy. So I'm kind of flying by the seat of my pants right now, admittedly. And yeah, so yeah. Let's see here. Thought you got all of them. We'll talk about the Minecraft movie. I think I got all of them that were like currently labeled on the map, but I think if you don't get close, it just doesn't show you like the other ones that are hidden. So there's probably some other ones like in here as well that I just don't see here until I get somewhat close. I guess there's like a particular range or something like that. So I got a shit ton of them during the Minecraft movie, but this game is kind of huge. Working on this in my spare time, I'm not even halfway. Sounds like me when I was working away at my living decks years ago. In a time that it was a bit easier when there was less Pokemon. What way was I going again? Was I going for adrenaline here? And then, ooh, yeah, that sounded kind of fun. And adrenaline's kind of nice. Sure, go that way. And then, find and speak to Basim. Thought I remember the Eagle Vision button. Someone's blue here.
Make a distinction between faith and understanding. That is my...
What I mean to
Whoa,
say
okay,
is faith is paramount. Yes, for without it, Christ's sacrifice means nothing.
He died to save us, did he not? From the original sin of Adam and Eve? Yet evil persists.
Yes, evil persists because he gave us free will.
Does a newborn
We didn't
babe
have free will
slain
before?
by a despot have free will?
Yes. No, I mean, that is too simplistic.
Or the priest whose heart is torn from his chest by the wolf? Judas, who was predestined to betray the Nazarene?
Some argue Judas was used. Do my ears deceive me, Brother Hortbert? You question the scriptures? Declare Judas an innocent? A preposterous blasphemy. No, that is not what I said. Brother Cedric, am I not the most pious of his servants? Ouch! Ouch! Making new friends?
A person's tongue gives you a taste of their heart, Eivor. And such information is often useful.
And how do these sallow Christians taste?
It was only a figure of speech, Eivor, and I have tired of it already.
Is this how it must be between us?
Of course not. I'm grateful that you have come.
What does that crazy bish want with
What
Sigurd?
happened in Mercia still puzzles me.
I
Fulke saw something
faintly
in
remember
Sigurd.
it. I've done so
How
many other
the
side
legacy?
stories
What is
between
this
then and
place?
now, so I'm
Her
not
motives
completely
are
following.
difficult to fathom, but that can come later. Let's find your brother first.
Agreed. If we do this, you'll earn the right to call me friend 10,000-fold. So, what is your plan?
We are deep in their god's heartland, a heathen and a heretic. To hunt Fulke, we'll need a Christian snare.
Fulke is hardly a saint herself. These Christians abhor her strange ideas.
True, but unlike us, she can carry herself as one of them. She won't hide from everyone, not with a prisoner in tow.
So, where to begin?
I've made a friend, Abbot Cunibert, full of pious fire, but with ambition that far outweighs his wit.
And what does your friend Cunibert know?
Come, I will introduce you, and we'll hear the full tale together.
Kent arc started. The instrument of the ancients. Is this weird rock gonna be an instrument of the ancients there? You are so noisy.
Peace, and never alone. I move among the people of the world with great joy. I watch them, study them, learn from them at all times. This is our duty. The hidden one's calling.
Yeah. And hello, Lothal souls. Does free will even exist? Who knows, indeed.
Surely hide themselves.
Yeah, Gen
like
4
me.
does indeed have 493
Is there to
Pokemon.
well.
So, Gen 6 is when I first
That's
completed my
right.
living decks.
And a sense of, how should I say, deep
But Gen 4 is where I started
responsibility
playing.
to the betterment of mankind.
That's quite an ambition. But it doesn't
To be more
explain what
specific,
you
I
see in
completed my
Sigurd.
living decks when the most
My
recent game was
brother is not so
Oraz.
generous.
So,
But
2014.
your brother is
Memory
someone
serves for
special,
the release date of that game.
important.
Because it'd probably
I
be
want you to see
2015 that I
that.
would have completed it, because
I hope to show
game
it
probably
to
would have came out late 2014. Probably sometime 2015 is when I would have done it, and then the following year, 2016, would have been Sun and Moon.
God's own country. And this Eden should be given to his servants to tend.
Abbot Cunibert. This is the Norse I spoke of.
Ah, yes. And quite a fearsome one at that.
Basim says you know the Paladin Fulke.
Indeed. The Lady Fulke passed this way not more than a month ago. We talked, we drank. Very pleasant woman.
And where is she?
Eivor will be your axe, Abbot. Whether to fell a tree or hew the limbs from an enemy.
What have you promised him?
Oh, just a trifle, Eivor. A little problem I believe you can help me with.
Nothing. I don't know.
This Norse is one who knows the value of silence and secrecy. The perfect choice for our subtle business.
Oh, heck yeah. What a great option I chose then.
Let's cut to the point. What favor would you ask in exchange for Fulke?
I assume that if I chose the full K option, that's exactly the line he would have said.
Called to God. A terrible loss. King Alfred has chosen his replacement, but has not yet announced the name. I must know it. Now.
All of Kent will see soon enough which Thane is chosen. Why not wait?
I want early access. To woo him before his exalted position is made public and every fool is at his door.
Who else knows the chosen man?
The king's emissary, sent with a letter of congratulations to the new Elderman. Intercept him and bring me the news. When I know the Thane's name, we'll discuss how I might win his favor.
Why not be Elderman yourself?
Why not kill him in secret and petition Alfred for the seat?
As a man of God, I cannot. Besides, he who stands behind the throne can better pull on the puppet's threads.
This emissary, how will I find him?
Tunbridge Monastery sent word that the king's men always pass a few nights in their hospitality. Begin there.
I'll get the Elderman's name. You find Fulke.
All in good time. Now, if we're done, I have business up the south coast. Falkenston has the best fish in Wessex.
Then I will find you there, when the Elderman's name is mine.
Cunibert is ambitious, but well connected. We will not find Fulke without him.
I suppose we'll see. What will you do?
I'm not done playing with these Christians yet. I will see you in Falkenston.
So someone new is assuming the important position there. What happened to the last person in that position? Did they meet with JD Vance or something? Where am I going? Okay, yeah, somewhere that I can't exactly fast travel to faster. And yeah, to answer the question of, like, what exactly constitutes a living dex, it just means that you still have the Pokemon. So if you're trying to complete a Pokedex in one specific game, then you could just get, say, a Pikachu and immediately evolve it into a Raichu, and you have the Pokedex entry of Pikachu and Raichu, because, like, you've had them in your possession before, even if you don't have Pikachu anymore. For a living dex, you would need to still go and reacquire Pikachu so that you still have one. You need to continue to have them. And if you want Pokedexes completed in multiple games, it's kind of handy to have a living dex, because otherwise you have to keep on filling the gaps of stuff that you don't actively have every time that you try to transfer over your current inventory to other games. That's why I had made a living dex back in Gen 6, so I could just continue transferring them to future games and getting my Pokedex complete in those and getting whatever rewards come with that, like, say, Shiny Charm. But yeah, you need to have a lot of games. Want to do the dex in older games, but literally physically impossible unless you know the right people, or go to every event when these events were 10 plus years ago. To be fair, if you want just, like, the rewards of, like, completing the Pokedex in future games, that's what you want your living dex for, then you don't need the event Pokemon. You can have, even when the National Dex was still a thing, it still considers the National Dex done even without Mythicals. But it's still kind of dissatisfying to not have them, and admittedly, in my old living dex, I don't have a lot of the Mythicals. And at this point, like, I'm just beyond caring. I've kind of put a lot of Pokemon stuff behind me, and it's like, what is the point of putting in this effort anymore when the games they put out are, well, the games they put out. Yeah, so I mean, yeah. So glad Bloodborne is able to be emulated. Yeah, I've heard they've actually made great strides in making 60 FPS playable on PC. I own it on, like, PlayStation 4 now anyway. Like, I'll probably play it one of these days. I'll play it at, I might play it at HoloLand, we'll see. But in terms of Soulsborne stuff, we have Night Rain that's releasing in about 2 weeks. What the hell is this bitch doing? What is this? What is this? Anyway, Night Rain's coming out in a couple of weeks. A Man of Wit.
The king's men came through here, caused a stir.
He does, he stares blankly into the sky.
I
Yeah.
am witty. Finally, someone sees. I'm always telling the wife, but will she listen? Will she bollocks?
Alfred's emissary. Where?
Him and the bard ended up in a copse by the bridge doing Lord knows what. Sounded like they were murdering a cat.
Singing?
If you say so.
I heard it was captured by Danes and they
Okay, so
Elderman Diogel got
are the blue ones the one I need to talk to? Is there any advantage to talking to the other ones? Is there not a... Oh, there's the prompt.
I've no time for your twittering.
Wait, oh, I thought he died. Okay. Well, do I need to talk to someone else blue? Oh, this looks important.
You have fine hair. It shimmers like
Ubisoft
woven
cutscenes
silk.
101.
I don't have time for flattery. I see
This
girls
feels
for
very
Timothy.
odd.
The only man of Alfred's I know is Orvin the Legless.
And he is...
Haven't seen him in years. Probably dead drunk or just dead in a ditch. Why do you think they called him Legless?
Because he has no legs?
He's a figure of speech, Lord in heaven.
Okay, well, that didn't help me then. Maybe I do need to find someone blue. Oh, there's blue over here and stuff. But yeah. So things just don't exist that you need with the... What the hell? The way that you have to play it at. But yeah. Yeah, whenever people are telling me that they are doing, like, living decks in Gen 9, the first question I always have is, why? Dark Souls. So... Oh, I could realistically fit through that. Wait a second. That's what this is for, right? So I do that. I don't have a massive ton of arrows right now. Hi.
Who are you? Loitering and lollygagging.
You're not gonna ask about the arrow
I'm
that just got
looking for
shot through
someone.
here?
An emissary from Alfred.
Like...
Have you seen such a man?
Ooh, la-di-da. Listen to you, all high and mighty. Get away with you, you valley lily.
Why are my arrows shifting weirdly? I can threaten if you prefer.
If you would rather feel the edge of my blade, it can be arranged.
Yeah, that I respect. Forceful, to the point, as refreshing as a summer ale.
You're a strange fish. Did you see the man or not?
I did. He was getting pie-eyed with that bard Gowan and causing quite a ruckus. They left together. See? That wasn't hard, was it?
Harder than it should have been. There was a bard drinking.
I
with
should be the
emissary.
one saying that, that wasn't hard, was it?
See if he knows anything.
Find and speak with the bard. Okay, is there stuff? Okay, it's over there. It's a monastery thing. Meh. I don't feel like doing that. I think I'd rather not. Palmet looks slightly familiar to me. Bramblin straight up does not. Is that another Gen 9 one that I just forgot existed? Potentially.
Swamp Scarlet can't have gone far.
Food? Oh, my rations are full. Oh, it's a tumbleweed. Okay. Yeah, that sounds familiar now. I gotcha. Still so wacky. The fact that this is a horse skin in this game.
So cold. Someone stole my trews.
No, Palmet,
La, la, la,
I know.
Fanny, Fanny,
I was talking about Bramblin.
where art thee? Where are you going, mate?
You there? You alive?
He looks like one of Lord
Patience
Farquaad's
is a
jesters.
tired horse. Ploddity plod plod.
Another tottering teat sucker who can't hold his drink. Let's clear your head.
Sober up the bard. Can I just, like... That looks exactly the same by distance walked? What? What does that sentence mean? Evolves into a Pokemon that looks exactly the same by distance walked. Just like Palmet. Oh, I think I'm interpreting this wrong. Evolves into a Pokemon that like, evolves, like, the evolution method is, like, by walking a distance, and what it evolves into looks exactly the same. So the order that I have to interpret things here is important. Can I not just, like... No worries there. On rereading it, I was like, wait a second. No, that makes sense. I'm just being silly. So if I have to sober up this guy, can I not just, like...
A good
Come
dunk
on.
in the river or slap in the face should return his wits.
Well, that's what I'm trying to do. He refuses to fall off here. He simply cannot. What are you looking at? Just trying to innocently dunk a man in the river.
That reminds me. Oh, never mind.
Stab. Ooh, it's tempting. Ooh, it's so tempting. Ooh, I have to refrain myself. Here, look. Go. I can't drop this guy in the river. Whoops, I set a trap on this guy. Oh, never mind. No, I didn't. Look. Other people you can drop like that. What do you guys want? Whoa. Here, this ought to sober him up. Take an arrow to the butt for me. That'll sober him up real quick. What the heck? What the heck? Hey, well... Maybe it just won't let me do it from the bridge, but I can do it from here. Nope. What do you mean a good dunk in the river? Do I need to just, like, walk in there with them? Uh-oh. I have to walk in there with them. I can't actually drop him in, though. For whatever weird reason. They don't know I'm here, do they? I have to speak to the bard. They suspect nothing. Uh-oh. I have a feeling they suspect something. Ow! Yeah, not exactly how I wanted this to go. So, can I hide in something like this? That doesn't seem like I'm hiding. Are they still after me? I genuinely cannot even tell. Mm-hmm. I don't think they are. So I can go and speak to the bar now. That's so disappointing that I can't throw him off the bridge. That this specific guy is programmed to not be able to be tossed when you're dashing carrying somebody.
God's truth! Fie on you! Oh, what infernal wakes me?
Wah. What the heck happened to the left side of the screen? It was probably like a branch or something that's swaying in the wind.
The ravens feasting in my wake.
Enough! Your word mangles are making my hair ache.
Oh.
You and Alfred's emissary were drinking in the tavern. Tell me where he went.
Were we? I was so ale-addled. Perhaps a small and silver thing upon my palm might help me recall?
How about something long and sharp in your gut?
All right, no need for that. You paint a vivid picture, Dane. He was headed to the White Coast to the southeast, Dover Fortress. He said it is where they train those religious fanatics, zealots. They pray all night instead of sleeping.
My thanks. And in return, wisdom. Too much beer-bibbing will grow a fool in wit and words.
My thanks, weaver of the obvious. Now leave me to my unholy punishment.
The emissary
He is gonna leave the water, just like kind of a slow route. Give him steel anyway. Now he just wants to go for a swim. He's not going in the way of the tavern, but okay. Find and get the message. The emissary carries the message. What? I know that Mr. Guy just said where this guy was headed, but I don't remember where that is, and it doesn't say under the like little mission note there like it usually does, where it's like, go look in this area here. It doesn't say that, and I wasn't paying 100% attention because I thought it would just tell me. Oh, it is on the map. It's over here. Okay, I didn't see that.